Hello there, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? Welcome to Coffee Time with John and Mama. I'm John and this is Mama, and we are late. Late. First day of March.
Bedtime.
Which one, Mama? How many bedtimes do you have a day?
The one I have at night.
Oh, your real bedtime. Hey, everybody. Hey, Wanda McKay, how are you? Wanda, you're the first one I seen hop on there. It is super late. It's in the middle of the night, basically. It's 10:13 here. Mama and I have been out tonight. Mama had a meeting, and she made some no-bake cookies. That's the only surviving half a piece, because she left it here. Had a nice little gathering, and Mama's no-bake cookies got going in a heartbeat. Hey, y'all. How you guys doing? We just wanted to jump on here because we hadn't been on today, and Mama said, let's jump on and say hi right quick. And Mama said, oh, wait, we can't. It's too late. And I said, Mama, the rest of the world don't go to bed at 10 o'clock like we do.
I go to bed at 9 if I can.
I'm not having coffee. Even it's too late for me. Now, if it was Friday night,
You'd be drinking coffee.
I'd be having some coffee. But you know what? When I drink it late on Friday night, it doesn't bother me. I sleep well Friday night, and I get up Saturday morning like always.
Your system's immune to caffeine.
No. If I drink some Dr. Pepper or something like that late, whew, it really tears me up. Coffee don't seem to as bad. But I cut off coffee by 6-ish.
Or 8-ish or whenever.
Mama, last time it's 6-ish. Hey, Pam, how are you? Hey, Tracy. Oh, love all those stars, or not stars, hearts that are coming up. Someone said something about stars the other day costing money. That you don't have to send us stars. Send us hearts. They're free. But we appreciate the stars, and it's a program, and you all are so generous and kind, and we appreciate it. What we used our star money for so far is to buy cookbooks from the church, and we gave them to you all for appreciation gifts, and we love doing that. Well, thank you for those stars, Joellen Blevins. I love your name, Joellen.
That is pretty.
Hey, Mama, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
This late. Mama's in her outfit that she went to her meeting with. All sparkly.
Yeah, sparkle.
Pink.
I usually don't wear pink.
She don't wear pink. It washes her out a little bit, she says. Hello, Leanne. How are you? Welcome to March, folks.
Yeah.
Hey, Linda Kay. How are you? I'm waiting on some Tupperware to come in. I'm going to show you all our great vintage set of Tupperware. I did post some pictures. What I love about this Tupperware bowls, they're the pastel colors for Easter, and they'll be great for your Easter table. But this is what my mama's mama had, and my granny had some, and Mama had some of them when I was growing up. It takes me back. I mean, just looking at them makes me feel like a kid again. It's the vintage set, and they're the pastels, and they're the bowls. Now, I know the Starburst lids are the ones I recognize as Tupperware too, but these are the other ones that remind you. Remember, they had the tumblers. Now, they don't have the tumblers this time, but maybe they will sometime. Mama looks beautiful. Megan, thank you. Hey, Sandra, how are you? Hey, Diane. Teresa. How y'all doing? What y'all eat for supper tonight? What y'all have for supper? We didn't have any supper here. They served snacks, Mama, at the meeting. Hey, Cam, thank you for those stars. And I ate some no-bake cookies for sure.
Yeah, you eat that.
I just said two, Mama, and that half. I don't know how that half. Oh, I know. I left you that one, and you cut half of it off.
I just left that one because it was smaller than the others. I didn't want to put that smaller.
If it wasn't chocolate, I'll let Maggie have a bite. But Maggie's indulging on some treats that one of y'all sent her. banana treats and something else and something else. If you sent those, just know, and you can tell your friends, your neighbors, and anyone runs into, they are Maggie approved.
She liked it, the mailman from the neighbor's mailbox all the way to ours.
Does he give her treats?
Yeah. And he had to stop before he got to our mailbox to give her treat in the driveway. Today, she wouldn't hush. She couldn't even wait to get to the mailbox.
Funny story. The UPS guy came into my work one day, and he didn't know me. And he was wanting to hang up some ad or something in the work. And he was asking, he knew one of the girls that works up front, he was talking about he didn't have any packages that day. I said, have you got me any packages? And he said, well, who are you? And I told him our address, and he said, oh, I know who you are, and I know Maggie too. He said, I just love your mama. I said, you go up there quite often. He said, I mean, your house or the neighbor's house about every other day. He said, yeah, and Maggie joins me at both places. And I said, that's what I hear. So when I was home working one day, sure enough, she came in there, like she just had to go out immediately. Like, come on, hurry, get up and take. She was carrying out, so I jumped up and took her, opened the door. She made a beeline to the neighbors, and I'm hollering over breath, Maggie, come here, Maggie, get out of that road, Maggie. And I looked, and there was the UPS truck.
She goes up
there. They ain't no stopping her.
Gets a treat, and then she runs back down here to get another
Maggie
treat.
would run through fire for the UPS truck. She would not mind it all. Mama, I seen this chocolate here, and it reminds me of a joke I heard the other day.
Oh, no. What was it?
What candy shows up late for every occasion?
Shows up. Chocolate. Late.
I gave you the hint, too, didn't I?
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Lunch was beef stroganoff.
Ooh.
Noodles and salad. Supper was 2 biscuits. That sounds good, Debbie. I like that. We had barbecued ribs. That's what we love. I've got to make me some ribs. We didn't have, you remember I was talking about ribs one night, and I said I was going to have Dr. Pepper ribs. Mama fixed Dr. Pepper pork roast. So I'm ready for some Dr. Pepper ribs with some barbecue sauce put on right before we take them up. It's my favorite. Skyline chili, Cincinnati chili, Brad. I've had that before. Do you put on spaghetti noodles? If you put cinnamon in it, I don't like the cinnamon in it. I know. Don't throw any rocks.
And I just like the Cincinnati chili.
It ain't. Mom said it ain't what you're supposed to be eating. Hey, Doris, thank you for those stars, Doris Grant. I don't know. I just never did get into the chili cinnamon thing. But now I love chili on spaghetti. I love chili with crackers. I love chili with chips. You know, I get to craving chili sometimes in July and June when it's hot. Cinnamon toast for supper. Oh, now, Rhonda.
I love cinnamon toast.
Rhonda, you could eat with us some nights, because sometimes Mom will say, you want some cinnamon toast for supper? And I say, yeah, that sounds good. Especially if we wait beyond supper normal time. And it's like 7:30 or going on 8. Mom says, let's just fix some toast. Cinnamon toast is delicious for supper. It's filling. It's good. It's sweet. It's, I don't know. It's just
all wrapped in one.
It's good. We have that sometime. Or Mama will occasionally buy that raisin bread, and we'll toast it. Hey, April. April McDaniel, thank you for those stars. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Kelly. We're not cooking tonight. It says, please do a mac and do a mac and cheese recipe soon. I just can't find one that I'm crazy about. Well, Sylvia, we have one, and we have a video. You can go to Facebook, go up to the search, and type in mac and cheese coffee time with John and Mama. It should pull up 1, maybe 2. And
I just pour the cheese and the cream to it.
What we like to do, Sylvia, for mac and cheese, I can give you the lowdown, but we'll fix it one night. We boil our elbow noodles for about 8 minutes in salt and butter and water. So you put your water, you put your couple of tablespoons of butter in there, salt it really good. If you don't put much water, you can just let that boil down. and just leave it. You don't even have to drain it because that's your flavor. If you put too much water, then you'll have to drain that off a little bit. Then, Mama puts American cheese. We put sometimes a little cheddar cheese. Now, you want to probably grate some fresh cheddar for that one because
we don't use that. We use Velveeta.
We use Velveeta.
But mostly American.
American, Velveeta, and sometimes some white cheese if you have it, some Swiss or some what's the other white cheese? Mozzarella. We put that in there in a can of evaporated milk. And all that together makes delicious mac and cheese. And we put salt and pepper in that, or put a little black pepper in it. It's delicious. Now, Mama's going to deny it, and she can deny it if she wants to, but it's the truth.
What am I going to deny?
You know what you're going to deny.
What?
Sometimes when she makes it for me, it's not near as cheesy.
He is so mistreated. Oh, wow. He is jealous of my kids.
That's when she makes it for the kids. So I tell her, Mama, why don't you make the kids some macaroni and cheese?
He'll say, when you fix it for the kids, you put a lot more
She
cheese.
does. Mama, you do. You do.
You're just jealous.
Let me tell you what my daddy used to do. And if y'all do it, let me know. And it's not bad. It don't taste bad either. He loved grape jelly and macaroni and cheese. Mama couldn't do that.
I don't like to look at it.
He said, try it. Don't knock it till you try it. And I said, Dad, grape jelly. It was Mama's homemade Blackberry Jelly. Blackberry, he would use grape, but, some kind of fruit jelly. And he'd mix it in there, and it would turn kind of purple. And it didn't taste bad. It just tasted sweet, and it had an okay taste to it. But he would do that all the time. Do any of y'all, and poor John, thank you, Ginger. I can feel that sympathy. Do any of y'all ever do that? Put grape jelly or anything?
He had some weird ideals on eating.
He put mayonnaise in his pinto beans too. I know some of y'all do that because you have told me.
Like I said.
Hey, Holly from Amarillo. Hey, Joyce. Talking about cinnamon toast, love it. But one time I thought I grabbed cinnamon instead. It was, Joyce, cumin. No, cumin.
Oh, cumin.
Oh, Joyce. I bet you that was eye-opening. Cumin is one of those spices, you need a little of it, especially in like tacos or something. But buddy, if you overdo it, you know it. It's powerful. Marsha ain't want no part of that.
I know, wouldn't eat that at all.
Hey, Bonnie, monogrammed king cake for supper. Well, that sounds good. Is this Mardi Gras? I guess it is. Is this Fat Tuesday?
We got a bag of that in the mail.
I love grape jelly and sausage biscuit. Oh, Brenda, me too.
I do that.
When I go through, Brenda will say, and give me a grape jelly and a mustard. Because sometimes I want mustard and sometimes I want grape jelly on it. I love that, Brenda. Miss Brenda Creekmore.
I love bacon and jelly and biscuits together.
I love a pack of jelly on my sausage biscuit. Brenda, we could eat together. You're a good cook. Brenda does cakes. Brenda's our local cake maker. She's got a brand new kitchen. Brenda does those cakes that you don't want to eat. You just want to look at them and enjoy them. Take a picture and hang it over your fireplace. Beautiful cakes. Hey, Miss Lisa, how are you? Hey, Robert. Hey, Linda. Sherry. Folks, that's all we got tonight. It's late. I know y'all are tired and you want to go to bed. If you're fortunate enough to have coffee, drink a little sip from me, because right now, every fiber in my body is saying, you ain't got a coffee cup, John. Sad. But I tell you what, if the Lord wakes me up in the morning, hopefully by 5 o'clock I'll have a hot steaming cup of coffee. I mix barbecue sauce in my mashed potatoes. Now, Peggy, to me, if I'm having barbecue chicken mashed potatoes, I think it sounds good. Now, I don't just put barbecue sauce in my plain mashed potatoes, but I can see why that would taste good. Hey, Kathy, we love y'all too. It's so good to have y'all. Miss Brenda, thank you. If you need a cake and you're anywhere in the Jellicoe, Corbin, Williamsburg area, Miss Brenda, Jane Creekmore, you can get a hold of her at the insurance office. She can fix you right up. Hey, Ron. If you need Brenda's phone number or anything, PM me and I'll give it to you. Hey, Jane. Good night. Good night to you, Miss Jane. Hey, Karen. Good night. Mama.
People's wanting to go to bed.
You want me to see if I can get somebody to come up here and rock you to sleep?
No, I'll fall asleep if I get in the bed.
My granny, my mama, all my life, if we've worked hard or we've done something, worked hard, my granny would say, Mama says it, Steve. Ain't nobody gonna have to rock me to sleep tonight.
That's right.
Y'all ever heard that? I like it. Pork chops, spinach salad. Who said that? Pork chops, spinach salad, baked beans here in Virginia.
Wow,
Mama, you look absolutely wonderful in pink, doesn't she? Listen, peanut beans down at our local seed place here in Jellicoe called Bucks, they got them in. They've got a few. So if you're local and you get to Bucks, they've got the beans in. Seeds, but they may be a little scarce this year. So don't wait around. But if you're looking for peanut beans, not red half...
Pink half runners.
Pink, I say it wrong every time, Mom. Not pink half runners, because some co-ops and some seed places will sell you pink half runners for peanut beans. They ain't the same thing. Mm-mm. They're cousins. Their mamas might have been sisters. They may be first cousins.
Peanut beans don't run as much as the pink half runners.
Pink beans,
half runners is just like white half runners.
Peanut beans are more like a bush bean. They stay on one bush. They're real tiny. They're hard to work with. They're a pain, but they're delicious.
And that's what you like the best.
I know they're delicious. And they're kind of like a shuck bean or a dry bean, but they're peanut beans. That's what Buck got some in. And I know they don't help the whole world. And some of y'all don't know where Bucks is, and it's not a chain. Just a local, old-timey, good old-fashioned store, hardware. It's wonderful. I just like to go in there and absorb the energy. But anyway, he did get some in. So, what does I tell you that is? Check your co-op, check your Mayos, check the places that normally have seeds, and tell them, I don't want pink half runners. I want peanut beans. That's what they're called. That's what their name is. But I think, Jennifer, they are good. I think this year, like a lot of things, seeds are going to be in short supply.
I'll have to go get me some.
I will. Rosa asked me if you need any. I told her you might have some.
Not enough.
Not enough, Mama. So Mama's going to be racing y'all to Bucks tomorrow. So get them while you can get them. So that's the big news from downtown Oswego is peanut beans have arrived. We're going to say goodnight, folks. Thank you for entertaining us for 15 minutes or so here. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for putting up with us. We're late. We're usually on by 6 or 7. But Mama's out on the town tonight. First time out in probably 2 years, really, other than church.
Yeah, that really is the truth.
Mama's not been out. Mama wore a mask tonight.
Or I've been sick. I didn't want to even think I caused somebody else to be sick. So I wore my mask.
Try to be careful. You all be careful too. Stay safe. Watch yourselves. And, we got to live. We just got to live. Mm-hmm. But we got to be careful. Cautious, caution. So, folks, we'll be back tomorrow probably in our semi-normal routine.
Well, going to church tomorrow. Probably.
Mama will, probably. I will too, probably. Maggie's so fretful anymore. We might have to get somebody to swing by here and stay with her when we go. because she's getting anxious in her old age. You leave her too long, she paces the floor the whole time you're gone. I've got cameras so I can watch her and get on my phone and say, oh, what's Maggie up to? Sometimes she goes straight to bed, sleeps like a pup. Other times she makes 1,000 trips looking for us.
She was up that one night, part of the night up and down, and the next day I told you she slept got up and went out and then slept till 4 o'clock or something.
We don't leave her alone very long at all.
I was here all day and she slept.
Because she's the baby and we want Maggie to be happy. Good night, Gail. We are going to say good night. You know me, I'll just chatter all night long and tell you I'm going to go sleep. Good night, sleep tight. Yes, Debbie. Do y'all know where that came from, the sleep tight? We said it our whole lives, but do you know where the original sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite?
I thought that was made up till I got grown about the bed bugs.
Old beds used to have ropes. They didn't have a mattress. They had wood and they had ropes and they were crisscrossed both ways and they made a grid. And you would throw a feather tick, and a ticking was normally a thicker canvas type of material, and it was usually striped blue. You can still buy them. But anyway, you'd lay that ticking on that ropes. Well, after you slept on them a while, those ropes would stretch and they would give, and you would slowly sink closer to the floor. Well, houses back then, that's where the threshold, when you get married, you carry them across the threshold. Well, a lot of floors were wood. A lot of floors were dirt. And they would throw thresh, which was hay, clean hay, and they'd make the floors would be covered in hay, and they would sleep on that. Well, that bed would go down, and then bugs would get in that hay, and they would crawl up on that ropes. So they would say, tighten your bed up, make it good and tight, so your bed will be raised up off the floor. So sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Meant, tighten your bed up, don't let it swag. The threshold was an actual piece of wood, probably about that big, and they would nail it up over the door that would keep the threshold. Would hold your thresh inside your house.
I don't remember.
Mama, are you trying to say I'm full of it? Embarrassing in front of my friends, Mama.
I slept on feather beds. I've even slept on a shuck bed.
Shucks, Mama.
Shucks is right. And every time you moved, it was at a cousin's house, every time you moved, those shucks would rattle.
So if you're wondering why the husband carries the wife over the threshold,
she had to step up over.
It was a board. She was carrying her over for a good reason. And that's why we would say, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. I always heard they were put the bed post and paint thinner in kerosene using messenger lids and Kelly, that's probably true.
What was it?
I don't know. I think they coated it with kerosene to keep the bugs from coming at the best post. That's probably true. And raining cats and dogs, that don't just mean a big heavy rain, but people used to have thatch roofs. And they didn't really have dog houses and stuff. So dogs and cats were often
on the roof.
Get up in the roof, and they burrow down in that thresh, that hay, and they would sleep there. And sometimes, if you wasn't just right, the roof wouldn't. If it rained a lot, a dog or a cat might fall through on you. And so they'd say it's raining cats and dogs, meaning cats and dogs were falling out of that loose straw up there, on top of you. And that's where the canopy bed showed up. That's when they decided, we might ought to throw a sheet over this bed and nail it to every post before we get hit in the head with a dog or something. So canopies weren't just something for little girls to dream about and all that. They had a purpose back in the day. I love to study stuff like that. I'm a nerd. Sorry. I love anything I can get a hold of about the Old South or any. I love it. I spend a lot of time just reading that kind of stuff. God bless you too, Brandy. Mary. Okay, that's enough old
history. Let's
history.
Let these people go to bed.
Mama will say what my papa used to say. Let's go to bed. These people might want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. You never know. What's a shuck bed, Jamie? Corn shucks.
Shucks off of corn.
When you pick corn out of the field, it's got them beautiful green leaves on it. Or when you see it. Well, is it frost? You let it frost. They get brown. You know it's time to pick. Well, there's leaves that go around every ear of corn. And they're green, but when after it frosts, they turn brown.
You take the inner.
And the yellow corn is inside of that sheath of a shuck, they call it. And then you have to peel those layers back to get to your corn to feed to your animals. Well, they would take that in and they would break it off, and it'd be stuck together, and it would be little pieces of, not leaves, but
The shucks.
a shuck.
And you get the inside ones that's not as steel.
They were white, where they dried out, and they were softer. And then take those, and they'd get a big pile of them,
Okay.
and they work just like feathers. And you would feel a ticking. Yeah, that's what they called it. And it was that canvasy, thicker. How would you describe it, Mama? It was a bad ticking.
It's a heavy cotton-like, but it was.
It was heavy
mostly
cotton, but it
blue
was.
and white stripe.
And it usually would have a pinstripe of blue. And sometimes they had zippers, and sometimes they had folded the material where it would overlap, and you could peel it back. Anyway, you would fill that thing full of shucks, just like feathers, or just like anything else. I'm sure they used probably the silks too, the brown.
I don't know if they used
You'd
that.
fill all that in there, but you'd have a shuck bed. And once you filled it all in there, you'd have a good soft bed to lay on. Because you got to think, they didn't have mattress stores usually. They didn't have beds like we have where there was, a thick mattress and then springs, which now they're just platforms. There's no springs. But in the old days, a lot of the beds had actual coil springs. But if they didn't have that, they would just have the ropes, and they'd throw that ticking on it.
I never slept on ropes and stuff.
Or they would have just pieces of wood, and you just throw that on there. It was better than sleeping in the floor. And they would have that shucks and that ticking, and it was a soft bed to sleep on. Probably not near as soft as our Posturepedics or any of that. But they did have it. A good 6-piece, 6A. I'll stay up so I can work tomorrow. I thank you for staying up with us. But yeah, that is silk, corn silks.
Now that's the hair like stuff.
That's the hair on the end. It turns brown and crumbly, like almost.
No, they didn't feel it with it.
Probably
They filled
not,
it with
Mama.
the shucks.
And that would probably smell too, because it's more of the corn, because it'll get gooey. Hey, Mama, where does a snowman put his money? Oh, that's cute. That's cute, Joda. I like
Where
that.
does the snowman put his money? In a snow pocket?
In a snow what?
Ball. Snow pocket. Snowball.
Snow what?
Snowbank.
Mama, you got it.
Snowbank.
My dad said to hit the hay. That was literal, folks. That was real.
They filled the mattresses with hay, straw. They filled it with feathers out of chickens, goose.
A goose down.
Goose down, and then they filled it with shucks. And I slept on every one of them.
Mama slept on my lap. We used to have an old feather ticking here, and
they used to make them feather ticking to lay on, and when it was real cold, they'd make like a thin feather ticking to throw over top of you to get warm.
No, Pamela, I've not heard of pea sausage.
Tell them good night so they can go to bed and your mommy can go to bed.
Mama's wanting to hang up onions. Folks, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for putting up with us. And we just love each and every one. We love visiting with you, and we didn't want to just forget about you today. So we just want to say thank you, and more thank you. And Mama might actually cook something tomorrow, isn't it?
I don't know.
We'll let you know tomorrow. You'll know as quick as we do. Folks, y'all have a great night. And if you've not eaten yet, it's awful late, but it's not too late for a midnight snack, I guess. But y'all have a wonderful day tomorrow. Happy March. If March is the 3rd month of the year, and March is the year we plant gardens.
April all the time. So.
March and April.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you, son.
I think I've been shut down, folks. Y'all have a great night. Bye.